So welcome to the Xlookup function. It is, in my opinion, one of the most powerful and useful function that has been lately released. And today our goal will be to understand and grasp a few of the use cases and quickly go through them to make sure that you can use it in your everyday work. So first of all, a good practice is to obviously put everything in table just as we do as usual. So I'll choose all this with Control A and put everything as tables. Shall I get a Mendo tip at the same time? There we go. And the first thing we'll want to do is to look at the price per viewer. And for that, we'll need to use the reference. So we'll use that reference here and try to get the price per viewer. As you guess, the Xlookup is extremely similar to the Vlookup function, but it actually has more features and it allows you to do some horizontal and vertical searching. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is first choose the reference that you want to use. In that case, it's R007, super classic, and the lookup array. So the lookup array will be where you have the data that you're searching for in the other thing. So the same as the reference, but not what you want to return. So that's why I call lookup array. So I'll choose all of this with a control and arrow. And then choose the return array, which in that case is the price per viewer. That's what you want to have. It will always be the third one. So we'll do this. And here we will like to add a low condition that in the case we do not find one of the item, we would want to have written ref not found. Let's do this. And we'll just ignore the other parameters for now. Enter this and amazing. So here you see you have the different price per viewers, you have ref not found because we don't have R017, and let's keep moving on. For the type, it's exactly the same logic. So we'll build the function again, so Xlookup, we'll look at the ref, the ref will be found here. We want to return the type, so in that case here, our social media. And if not found, same thing, we'll type ref not found and ignore the other parameters. Amazing. And you see, because I have a table, everything just does itself. Just to check that it actually works super well, and one of the big difference with the VLOOKUP is that you don't actually need to name the number of the column that you're targeting. It will do, you just directly choose it. So let's say you will add a column, your results won't change. If you had a VLOOKUP function, it would have changed. That's one of the big difference. Let's call this one dimension, just to try it. Finally, for discount, you will see that the Xlookup function allows you to target lower and higher level. You don't. It doesn't need to be exactly what you're looking for. And in that case, that's what we want to do, is to look at the discount that we got for the number of viewers. So we'll do Xlookup. In that case, the lookup value will be the viewers, right? Because they're here. So lookup array, it's here. What we want to return and to see in our table is the discount. And if not found, we can ignore in that case. But it's really the match mode that matters. And what we want is the next smaller item. So we'll do -1. And we can just close the parentheses and press enter, and amazing. We have all the discounts. We can even put it as a percentage if you want, just like that. Add. There we go. So let's go down and see a few more applications. In that case, we'd like to see for the stores, the different managers. And we have the information just below in a table that is actually horizontal. So you get where we're going. And we'll use the store as the reference. So that's the lookup value. Actually, just like that. The lookup array will be the stores, so that's the thing we have in common. I'll press F4 to lock that because it's not a table. and the return array will be what we have in front of it, right? So we'll just choose the thing that is in front of it. And same, we'll do F4 so it doesn't move when we slide down the formula. We won't care about the different parameters on that one, and we can just slide it down. Amazing. So let's move on with another way to use the Xlookup that is actually using it in a dynamic way. What does dynamic mean? It means that for one function in one cell, you will have results in multiple cells. So let's start, because we have a big table, we'll make it a table. So I'll choose everything, do Control L, and press Enter. And what I want to do is use the tickets as my reference and choose the column. So I'll do Xlookup. The lookup value is T005. You can press F4, but in our case, we don't really need it. It's just a good practice. We're looking for here. And our return array will be starting from amount to payment mode. So just all of that, actually. So you see in that case, we're not just selecting one column, we're selecting three, and we'll have results in three different columns. So you can press that, do enter, and you see that the T005 is just there. And there we go, we have the right result. Finally, very useful thing with the Xlookup function is that it allows you to do research that is not exact. So we've seen that with the discount rate, but you can also do it with IDs. So for example, let's say you only have the first letter of the ID, and you want to look into a big database, and you know that very likely you have one that only has the starting letter, and we'll want to use the Xlookup function to do that. So use the Xlookup. The lookup value is that one, right? So that's your key. You are looking at it in the ID table, and the return array is first, last. If not found, we don't need it right here. We could add something, but the match mode is the very last one. It's what we call wildcard character match, and it will allow you to put the low star, and actually it will do its own job. So let's try it. And there you go. It's actually found the only one with B starting, and you got Ethan Parker. So as you see, I highly recommend you to include Xlookup in your work routine. It's extremely efficient. It is better than VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, and not a lot of people know it, so it's your chance to actually get really better.